Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions, and welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. I am your host tonight, BB. And the boys at the table here tonight are Steve and
BC.
And behind the keys is
Dylan.
What's going on, fellas? Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. Thanks for checking us out once again in the Potter Than Hell podcast. Thanks for all the interaction we've been seeing online and the sharing of our stuff. We love seeing stuff like that. It makes our podcasting etiquette a little bit easier when you guys are talking with us, because it's getting a little sick and tired of talking to each other here because we're doing it all the time. But yeah, this is going to be a great episode. I can't wait to get into it. But let's do a little review of what we did last week. Last week we did the random albums. So, Wrighty, what did you have last week?
I had King Diamond Them.
Perfect.
Always a big fan of King Diamond. We've done Abigail before, and I believe we've done The Graveyard, which each story seems that that we talk about seems to be more twisted, and I still can't believe that there's no fucking movies of any of these albums that he had. Although, I think I did mention on the last one, there is a graphic novel of Abigail coming out Halloween, or the 30th or Halloween, but I still can't believe there's no movies. But those albums are just fucking ripping.
BC, you had Lizzy Borden, right?
Lizzy Borden with the Visual Eyes, which was the third album from him, and very visual for him, upped it in.
Nice. DW.
Yes, I had Chicken Foot, a great super group that I liked most of the album. We had some songs that we weren't a big a fan of. But speaking of Lizzy Borden, we will be talking about a couple of the songs from that album again today. So hope you like that album.
Again?
I'm Lizzy Bored.
Boring. Lizzy
Boring.
Boring. Yeah, my random pick was the self-titled Mr. Big, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed that album. It kind of brought them back to when they released that album, and hopefully you guys checked out those albums. They are a fantastic album. Once again, Steve had King Diamond with them. BC had Lizzy Borden, Visual Lies. Dylan had the self-titled Chicken Foot. And I had the Mr. Big, also self-titled. So, while we're already talking about stuff from last week, hopefully, BC, you were listening to something new this week, and it wasn't Lizzy Borden. No? Still listen to Lizzy Borden?
Oh, boy.
I'm really kicking into a lot of Leatherwolf.
Okay.
I mean, the live album, they have that 3 albums in the live album, so I've been really binging on that.
Nice.
When I could.
Dylan.
I have been listening to the Blacklist, the Metallica covers compilation. They've been releasing songs bit by bit, and they finally released one of the songs I've been curious to hear. It's Weezer covering Enter Sandman, baby. And let me tell you, it's one of the most straightforward covers on that have been released so far. They basically play it straight. There's one moment where they play the one riff in Buddy Holly, but the rest of the song, they're basically playing it almost note for note. The solos are different, but it's basically just Weezer trying to be Metallica, which is very interesting. And I also am listening to Dee Snider's new solo album, Leave a Scar. Very, very good record from what I've heard so far. Really enjoyed it. It's very much a continuation of his last album in terms of sound. Very much a metal album, which is always cool to hear Dee sing, because Dee's got that voice for metal that really works. And I'm really liking it so far, and hopefully he continues on that track if he continues to release more music.
Nice. Righty, what you got for us?
Okay, actually, and you guys heard it too, I was actually also listening to the Dee Snider album. You guys came up. I had it playing on the porch when I came up. But I was on the phone with Steve and Michael the other day, and we were talking about we have a bonus episode coming up that Steven's going to be on, and he told me, he said he's excited to go see Primus. I'm like, you're excited to go see fucking Primus? Like, what the fuck? And it was weird because when we were in Chicago, that Chicago theater, it had Primus on the marquee. And I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of weird, But he said, no, I don't really like Primus. He said, but what I'm excited about is Primus is doing the Rush album Farewell to Kings in its entirety in their show. So he said that's what he's excited about. So I immediately threw that on. So I'm listening to Rush Farewell to Kings. Still listen to the Resurrection Kings album, Skygazer, really good. It has that Dio, Sabbath, Rainbow feel to it. Is if you had heard the first album, the second album is like Wright. It's just like a continuation, and it's very good. Songs are fantastic. I think Ronnie Romero is the vocalist on that. Just fantastic. Craig Goldie, guitar player on there. I believe Simon Wright is drums. I have to, don't quote me on that. Just very good album. I actually have it in the other room, but I'm too lazy to go fucking look at it. And and the new Powerwolf album, actually, for me, Call of the Wild. And I was telling BC about the one. It's the deluxe version. It has a couple alternate versions of songs from like their last album. And there's one that I'm gonna play for a gem song coming up in the next couple episodes. That is like, I was like fucking blown away by it. But so it's Rush Farewell to Kings, Resurrection Kings, Powerwolf, and also the Dee Snider album for me. And I also have a little rant in a little bit, but just one of my usual fuckings.
All right. I've been listening to little Guns N' Roses. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. It seems like I kind of got a little bit lost in their catalog when those two came out, so I kind of went back and checked them out because I actually went to a concert.
You did? I forgot all about that. How'd that go?
That was fantastic. It was a very last-minute thing. My wife and I were sitting at the kitchen table having coffee. My daughter has gone to South Carolina with one of her friends. The boys were working. It was like 70 and sunny and beautiful that day. So I said to my wife, I'm like, what do you want to do today? She goes, I'm thinking about cleaning out the closet. I'm like, you clean out the closet when it's like 50 and rainy. I said, let's do something. Let's go somewhere. So we hemmed and hawed, and I said, hey, Guns N' Roses are playing a Hershey tonight. Hook, line, and sinker. She sucked on that, and boom, we were down there. Got tickets right online. It was great because it seemed like they were almost half price because I think they wanted to kind of sell out the stadium because from where we were, we looked around and it was pretty much sold out. So
and thanks for the invite too. He did.
I did. Yeah, it was a 9:00 decision, and it was we had a great time, and of course, Wolfgang Van Halen opened up with his band Mammoth, and they played 10 songs out of the 14 songs of the album. So I thought they did a really good job. They played for about 50 minutes. They opened up with "Don't Back Down," and then went to "You'll Be the One," Mammoth, Mr. Red, Resolve, Think It Over, You're to Blame, Stone, Distance, and Empathy. I thought he did really, really good. I thought the band was really tight for, pretty much, they're probably only practicing for about 6 months, even if that. Couple glitches in the microphone for Wolf, a couple songs, but we got pit tickets. We were right up front. We were probably about 10th row. He sounded fantastic. Like I said, the band was tight. He did a really, really good job. And then he was probably done about 7:30-ish. They did this quick set change. Stage guys come out, doing all their crap, setting up for Guns N' Roses. They came out about 8:35, 8:40. Sounded fantastic. It was surprising that Axl was actually on time. Because
before the sun went down,
yeah, It was still bright out. I think the street lights weren't even on yet, and Axl came out, and it's funny because I never saw Guns N' Roses live, and there was a bunch of people in the pit we were talking to. Where are you from? How many times you see them? Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. He goes, one guy was like, "Hey, wait till you see. Every time he sings about 2 or 3 verses, Slash will take over and do like a 3-4 minute solo, and he'll run in that 10 over there." I'm like, really? Like, what's he doing? He goes, who knows? Who knows? I'm like, all right. You can use your imagination of what happens. What happens in Axl's tent stays in Axl's tent, because you may not want to know. But it was funny because he come out, sing 2 verses, Slash would play, and boom, he goes right in there. Like every song. Towards the end, he didn't go in as much, so he may have been getting tired of doing like lines of coke to keep him energized or something.
Maybe it was like Dee Snider spraying his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did come out. He did not have his big leather axle hat on. He didn't have anything on. He looked funny without like a hat. He looked different. But they opened up with "It's So Easy" from Appetite. Fantastic opener. Crowd got crazy. They sounded really, really good. And it's weird because from where we were sitting in the pit, they sounded spot on, fantastic. And I saw some videos on like YouTube and stuff. People farther back, God, it sounded horrible.
So Dream Theater syndrome.
I was going to mention that because my one buddy videoed, and I'm like, man, Axl sounded fucking terrible. But then I remember you had said that he sounded good.
Yeah.
But and that's and I thought immediately like I don't go by how someone's phone video goes to how a band was or sounded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, it's more of a visual thing. However, when we did see Slash, the phone videos from fucking Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators were fucking excellent. But right there, you're in a stadium, outdoor stadium. Hershey Park blows for fucking shows to begin with, so you can't go by that. So I will go by you because if I went, I would have been right there with you guys.
And remind me after the show, because I don't want to tell anybody our secret. We have a secret for Hershey Park, so remind me of that. We will talk about it later because I don't want anybody to steal our ideas.
You have to hop off the tour, the Hershey Park, World of Chocolate
Hop off
ride.
the World of Chocolate and have the guys come get you,
Yeah.
put you in a room. Oh, that's something else.
Yeah.
Don't try that at home,
The
kids.
Oompa Loompas came. They duct taped us. Oh yeah. They opened up with "It's So Easy" from Appetite. Then they went to the Mr. Brownstone from Appetite. Chinese Democracy.
That's a good
Song 3. Loved that. Loved it. It was
only
super
good song on
surprised.
that. The only
Super
good song on that
surprised. I think they do one more off that album. Then they go back to Appetite for "Welcome to the Jungle." Song number 5. Double Talk and Jive from "Use Your Illusion 1." Then they do the Velvet Revolver Slither cover.
Nice.
It sounded fantastic. Song number 7 they do is "Better" from
That's from
Chinese Democracy.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's a piss song.
Yeah.
course
Song
it's cool.
number 8 they did was "Estranged" from "Use Your Illusion 2.
Good one.
"Live and Let Die" from 1. "You're Crazy" from Appetite. "Rocket Queen" from Appetite.
Ooh,
"You Could Be Mine" from "Use Your Illusion 2.
nice.
Then they do the Duff's band, the Stooges. I think they call it.
That's just a cover. No,
Yeah.
that's a different
Yeah,
band.
that's
I
Iggy
thought that
Pop's
was-
band.
Oh,
The
okay, so
Stooges.
they do "I Want to Be a Dog."
Oh, I want to be your dog. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was Duff's band or.
dog.
But Duff sang it. He sounded really, really good, and I didn't. That was about the only song I didn't recognize out of the whole set. Song number 14, "Civil War" from "Use Your Illusion 2. "Dead Horse," which was a surprise from number 1. Yeah. Then they go into Slash does a little bluesy kind of guitar solo. Then the song number 17, "Sweet Child of Mine" from Appetite, of course. Song number 18, the fan favorite, "November Rain." Had to do it.
Hard to hold a candle.
Yeah. Oh. Song number 19, they do Bob Dylan's cover, "Knocking on Heaven's Door" from "Use Your Illusion 2. They have to do that. Then they close their main set list with "Night Train."
Ooh, that's a good closer.
Hey, what before you did Slash stand on the piano for the solo?
No.
In that? No.
He did not. That would have been so cool.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
They could have put like a platform over. You would have never known.
Probably could. Yeah. Why not?
Awesome.
And then they only did one encore song, "Paradise City"
Of course.
from Appetite. But like
set.
I said, good set list. Couple deep ones. Couple from Chinese that I did not expect. But
Like any.
yeah, but like I said, sound wise, I thought they sounded fantastic.
How many people do they have on stage?
So they have the drummer, and the piano player, and then there's like a girl who does like a synth / like electric drum. She was really good.
Melissa Reese.
Yeah, I think the drummer is Frank something.
Frank Ferrer.
Yep,
He's been with them since Chinese Democracy.
he's been there a while.
Yeah,
He's
the
actually
second guitarist
he used to
is-
He played down in
Richard
Stroudsburg
Forrest.
a lot, down in the local clubs.
Yeah, second guitarist is Richard Forrest.
Fortis, yeah.
And of course,
Fortis,
Dizzy
yep.
Reed.
Yeah.
And then
Mr. Dizzy Reed.
Dizzy Reed on the piano, Duff, and then Slash and Axl. Yeah,
Cool.
fantastic show. Is great just to get out and just see like a live show. I know you guys went out before, and this is the first one for me for the year, but sounded fantastic. I was super pumped, super excited, and they did not disappoint. That's for sure.
Very cool.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think, Roddy? What would you think about the set
Awesome.
list?
I wish we went. My wife was gone away. She was helping a friend move, so I didn't want to. And I didn't know what time she was going to be home, so I didn't want to go. But I was doing stuff around the house, and I was kind of ensconced. But then later on, I get a phone call. Carl Kennedy calls me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." I literally just put Rush Farewell to Kings on. I just got done talking with Steven on the phone, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go see Styx at Penn's Peak?" And I'm like, "Well, when is it?" He goes, "Tonight." And it was like 4:00. I'm like, "Shit." I'm like, I literally did not know when my wife was coming home, because like when she did get home, there would have been time for me to go. But like I said, I was ensconced and I was doing stuff. And I wanted to go to that show, but I didn't realize it was the same night as the Guns N' Roses, because I looked for tickets for that show like 3 weeks ago. There were 3 tickets left at Penn's Peak, but they were like in 3 different sections. So I'm not going to buy tickets for me and my wife to go to see Styx where she's across the fucking room from me. You know what I mean?
Enjoying
Hey,
it.
how was that? Hey, Mr. Roboto. So so it was weird. I had like opportunity to go to both shows. And I didn't go to either one, but I'm glad you went, and I'm glad we got a first-hand thing. And
Your sister went to the Guns N'
and
Roses
actually,
show.
yeah, my sister went. Did you see my sister there?
I did not.
No.
I didn't see any. It's
Well, I mean,
funny. There was probably a good.
There was a lot of people
15,
from town there.
20 people from town,
Yeah.
and I did not see anybody I knew.
They did play Mr. Roboto too. You missed
Did
it.
they really?
They played it. That was their first
man.
encore song.
Shit.
Oh,
But yeah. So I'm glad you went, BB. I was glad, and I was definitely looking forward to your report. And because I didn't ask him anything, because I wanted to hear it fresh, like with all of us here.
well,
so.
a couple cool stories was when they do Night Train, Axl blows this horn, is a big air horn, and he also has like a whistle. He blows the air, then he blows the whistle, and he flings the whistle. 2 people in front of me catch it. I'm like,
Oh, no shit.
son of a bitch. Another time, Axl flings a pick off that finger and like up in the air.
Oh,
Poor
But-
reflexes, BB.
But the best part of the night was right at Paradise City when he was done. I think Axl had the same problem as Wolf did. He was having like a little mic trouble. Like certain spots of the stage, you couldn't hear him.
Well, it's the first night of the tour, too.
Right. So
That's what
he's-
sucks at our area. We get a lot of first shows of the tour.
Right. So
and that's when all this
got
shit
a
happens.
lot of problems. They got
Some bugs to
buff
work out.
They got to buff out the scratches. But boom, gets done Paradise City, and he's just so like full of energy. Instead of just like throwing the mic up in the air, because that's how he always closes the show. He throws the mic. He flung it, and it went right over the pit. So if I'm standing here, it probably went on the other side of the wall in the opposite corner. It was that high.
wow.
And I watch it. Guy on his phone, boom, right in his head.
Good.
Drops the
forehead.
guy.
Good.
He gets up. All you see is this. Looks like Gene Simmons. Covered. Whole side of his
Shit.
face.
Lawsuit.
He had a gash right on his
Oh my
eyebrow.
god! From the pick?
No, from the mic.
Oh, the
Right
mic.
from the mic. It, boom, right
That's
down.
Good for you. Get off your
Terrifying.
fucking phone.
And that's what
That's
Rainey says, like, oh, she's like, oh my God, there's a lawsuit. I'm like, why? What if I was at the Red Sox game and got a foul ball off my face because I'm on my phone? I can't sue anybody.
I mean, who's gonna throw a microphone into the audience? Like, come on, a foul ball. Like that's like at your own risk. That's part of the game. Nobody's expected to throw a fucking
I would
mic
say,
at you.
I say, all right, you threw your mic and hit me in the. I didn't even know if he got it. I don't think he did.
I was at a baseball game about
Somebody
3
threw
weeks
their
ago.
guitar at me, and
I wasn't ready for it.
Like the time at Kiss when we got those tickets from that guy. He said, if he throws this guitar, I'm diving over everyone to get it.
Well, they did that on the Kiss cruise. The 1 year Gene Simmons threw his acoustic bass out into the fucking crowd. And like for an hour, the people were fucking fighting over it. And then Gene did it again the next year, and then Gene and Paul did it the next year, and people were like getting hurt over it. I mean,
You ever see Dawn of the Dead?
You can't fucking do that shit.
You ever see Dawn of the Dead where they're just so crowded into the body
Yeah.
and just ripping the entrails out?
I was at a baseball game in Brooklyn a couple weeks ago, and guy hits a foul ball. Speaking of foul balls, guy hits a foul ball, and literally the guy is not looking. He stands up. He's got a beer in his left hand. He just stood up and he's looking out to the outfield. The fucking ball landed right in his beer.
No fucking way.
I was like, holy shit.
What's the chances of it?
Like literally, you're looking like, oh, here it's like over there.
Oh
and,
my
and you
God.
look, and the guy just stands up and he's looking out towards the ocean, and the ball lands right in his fucking beer. It's like, holy fuck.
Probably pissed that there goes the
That
$5
was like
beer.
a fucking $12 beer. Fuck $5. I love a
beer.
$5 beer in a game.
But
I'm glad you went. That's awesome.
Yeah, glad you liked it.
Yeah, that was cool. So to recap what we're listening to, I had a Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. BC has a little Live Weather Wolf. Dylan's got little Enter Sandman from Weezer and the D. Snyder Leave a Scar album, the brand new one. Righty also has the D. Snyder album. Has a little Rush Fairway to Kings, some Resolution Kings, and Power Wolf, Call of the Wild. Holy cow, we got a lot. We're listening to a lot of music out there. So, hey, anybody out there, share what you guys are listening to, because like my favorite saying is, old music is new music. If we haven't heard it, it's new music to us. It could be old to you. So share what you guys are listening to on our Facebook page, and we will check that out. So without further ado, we'll get into the episode. And you can tell, as Steve Wright likes to say, you can tell what the episode is by the title. BB's B-Sides. And I actually came up with this idea when I was on the Growing Up Rock podcast with Stephen Michael and Sonny Pony. We did the Van Halen 5150 album review. And the question was, how did you get into Van Halen? And I said, the first thing I bought was the 45 The Jump, because that was the first song I heard. Flipped it over. House of Pain is on there. Love that song. And it just kind of popped in my head. That'd be a really cool topic, episode to talk about, because nobody releases B-sides anymore. Every once in a while, you'll get you'll get a snippet from an album or something, but there's no B-sides anymore. They were more popular 70s and 80s, early 90s, but nowadays nobody's releasing B-sides.
So people are buying physical product.
Yeah.
When they, you had they'll just release a song now just like digitally.
Although I will say, Jack White still does the physical B-sides with the physical singles with B-sides on them.
Oh.
And they're not album cuts. They are made for you could only get them in the singles.
Huh.
Jack White, baby.
I love the look.
Listen, he helped bring back vinyl. He was one of the guys that helped bring it back to the forefront.
So it's him and BC that are costing me thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
You sons of bitches.
Fuck the both of you.
I'm getting into cassettes now.
Oh, gee.
Because everybody's doing vinyl now, and it's boring.
All right, I'm bored.
I'm
I'm
bored
going to
with
do
it now,
cassettes.
so I gotta find something.
Although I am bored with colored vinyl.
Yeah.
Just give me the black anymore. And actually, before we get going, speaking of vinyl, did you ever buy shit from Merch Bar? Do you ever see that? It's an ad that comes up on Facebook. They have albums and stuff.
Oh.
I've got a ton of shit from there, like Iron Maiden albums and
Okay.
shit. And so I order. So I'm just trying to finish my collection of the Ghost albums. So Meloria comes up. It was like $25. It was cheap, like $25, $26, something like that. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll fucking order it. So I order it, and so I get the thing. Okay, it's shipped, and then I get the thing. Of course, everything always comes when I'm at the firehouse, so I get the notification that it's here at the house. So I come home the next morning. I pick it up. I'm like, man, this is fucking light. Like, holy fuck. Like, I'm thinking it's like one. Know how the old albums they hardly feel like compared to the 180 gram the shit that they come out with now. So I open it up, and I'm like, yeah, it's fucking flimsy. Album is sealed. I open it up. All it has is the liner notes in it. There's no fucking record in it. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck did that happen?
Wow.
It was supposed to be like a gold-colored album, special edition, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. I open up, there's no fucking record in it. So I emailed them, I said, hey, I received my, in quotations, album. However, there was no fucking album in the thing. And they haven't gotten back to me 2 days ago, so I'm still waiting. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? Sorry to interrupt. But
You should be able to pick it up and say...
it wasn't.
It's Corona time. Everybody wants to collect
I'm literally
their
like, this
employment
feels
check.
like
They're
there's
not gonna
fucking
stuff
nothing in
album
here.
covers.
You gotta pay extra for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I guess maybe there was fine print. This is just the cover. I don't know. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll show you later.
All right, so I had these guys pick 8 B-sides that you thought that was a little bit better than the A side, of course, the release single from any band possible. So we used our beautiful method of picking our order, and of course, we had to use BC's shitty Bills hat.
Come on.
And funny enough, BC's name got picked first, so tell us your B-sides, BC.
The hat treats me right.
So you get your shitty ones out of the way early.
Yeah, it is B-side. I mean, back in the day, I never was into any of these singles or releases. Looking back now, I kind of wish I did. Because some of them go for... Some are worth some money, others are not. But, no, this is interesting. So I was like, damn. Because I was never into it back then. It seemed like I was hitting everything I looked up. I'm like, oh, yeah, that song. I look up and then, like, B-sides are, like, 3 or 4 songs. I'm like...
Yeah, some of them were like that.
That was never like... Back in the day? Not a 45. Not a 7-incher. But anyways, let's start number 1. These are no order anyways. Back in the day, of course, they always had to release the ballot. And I don't remember this ever being released, but then again, I wasn't really looking for stuff like this. It was a Motley Crue with the single was You're All I Need off of Girls, Girls, Girls. Which song I can definitely do without. But the B-side of it was Wild Side, which I thought was kind of weird, and I Googled it to make sure I wasn't seeing things. But they also released Wild Side as a single. Yeah. That was the B-side of You All I Need, which I thought was kind of weird. I could put Wild Side and Totally Night and Day in my book. Wild Side just fucking ripping it. You're All I Need.
Not so much.
Not so much. But that was one of my picks. Again, you go to number 2, Dawkins, Alone Again. For a slow song, I think this is a good tune. I think George rips it up. A very good tune. But on B-side of that was Tooth and Nail, which to me, fucking George rips it up in that song. Tear Your Face Off. I'm sticking in the same vein here for number 3, Faster Pussycat with their probably only hit. House of Pain. Which again, I don't mind the song. And not too many ballads that you don't mind hearing.
Yeah,
this is one of them. You don't mind hearing it. But on the B-side of House of Pain was Slipping a Ton off of... I'm drawing the 12.
Wake Me When It's Over.
Thank you. Off of Wake Me When It's Over, which is, I believe this song opens the album.
Slip of the Tongue is number 7.
Come on, BC.
Where there's a Way's the first song on that album.
Because I used it for my 7th song of a...
Seventh song of the 7th album.
Yeah. The Magnificent 7. That was part of my list.
Hey, it's on that album. Cinderella is going to be up next with Nobody's Fool, which was, not bad. Bluesy or slow tune. On the B-side of that was Push Push. Way better rocking song, which, of course, back in those days, you had to push the slower tune. The trademark ballad. Never anything rocking. This next one's going to be a newer artist, Lizzy Borden, with the single Me Against the World, which I think the B-side of this, Den of Thieves, is way better than... It's more rockin' Lizzy compared to radio Lizzy. Here's the weirdest one of the night. Queensryche with Gonna Get Next to You off of Rage for Order. I mean, I love Rage for Order, except for this song. This is probably the only song I skip on Rage for Order. And they put Prophecy on the B-side of that, which anybody who likes Queensryche knows that that's all blows their song out of the water. Every Mother's Nightmare released Love Can Make You Blind. Trademark ballad back in the day, which you had to do it, otherwise you probably didn't get a record label. Yeah, but on the B-side that was Easy Come, Easy Go, which is another just straightforward rocker for the Southern rockers. And again, Saxon finishes up my 8 with Do It All For You, which is a terrible ballad. From the mid-80s, God love them. And then the B-side of that is Just Let Me Rock, which the song title describes rock. I mean, that to me the B-side is so much more catchier than, I don't know, but who am I? That's why I was not a manager or producer or any kind of record label exclusive or anything, but this is interesting looking at all the songs out there, and there's quite a few that like And you'll be talking more about them, more of them tonight. That are like, you're like, damn, why did they release that and not
That, yeah. Dylan, what'd you think about BC's list?
So I want to preface this by saying that I don't think anybody tonight gave bad B-sides. I think the B-sides that everybody picked are pretty good. However, the A-sides, which I mean wasn't the main topic. Some of the A-sides were definitely rough. Like the amount of ballads that I had to listen to tonight, it was just there were so many ballads. It was something else. But the B-side you picked very good. It's almost like they were like, wow, we have this like really slow plaintive ballad. Let's put the most rocking song that we have on the B-side for the other people that aren't ballad fans, because all these are pretty get up and go songs. They're very much the okay, we gotta wake you up with our B-side, and I really enjoy it. I mean, Tooth and Nail's a classic. Slip of the Tongue's great. I really liked Push Push. That was a song that I wasn't really as familiar with. Easy Come Easy Go was really good. There are so many songs that have Easy Come Easy Go or Sleazy Come Sleazy Go that I get them all mixed in my head. But this one's very, very good. The only thing I would ding you or take you to task for are some of the repeats that we had to do, because like I said earlier in the episode, we talked about Visualize literally last episode, and here we are talking about it again. I know you love Lizzy Borden, but that's their worst album. You keep bringing it up.
I gotta push it.
And then, I mean, and a couple episodes back, I picked Slip of the Tongue, but I mean, that's a good B-side. You can't not put it on the list, and I know you also have to put Lizzy Borden on the list as well, but this was a good list. I thought you did a great job with your B-side picks.
Righty, what you think about Mr. BC's B-sides?
BC, I love you, but no. It's I love the topic. I think it's interesting because I think like 64 B-sides that I had picked that I had to narrow it down to.
Wow.
Nice.
Because
Right.
And there was a bunch of Kiss ones, but I wanted to leave that alone because we could do a Kiss B-sides thing. So anyone out there that copies it after us, we're doing it.
Kiss BC side.
We're coming to get.
Motley Crue, You're All Need. That was one of Jen's ballads when we did the ballads one. Wild Side. And I'll be Dylan. I'm gonna preface this right now by saying some of these B-sides are some of my favorite songs of all time. Okay, Wild Side is my favorite Motley Crue song. Love it. You can't get any higher than that. Alone Again, great ballad. You're great. The solos in it, fantastic. But it does not, for me, stand up against Tooth and Nail. Like BC would say, George Lynch. Festive Pussycat, House of Pain. I'm surprised you picked that. I thought you really liked that song.
What, House Pain?
Yeah. But Slip of the Tongue is great, catchy, awesome song. But for some reason, I can't get Poison Ivy out of my fucking head.
Poison Ivy's great.
And they did a video for Poison Ivy, too. But good, like, excellent song. Cinderella, Nobody's Fool. That's definitely fatigue factor on that one. But Push Push, I remember seeing them live do that, and it was one of the songs they kind of stretched out on, solo-wise and stuff like that. Jeff LaBar, rest in peace, Jeff, and Tom Kiefer going back and forth on that song was fucking fantastic. Lizzy Borden, Me Against the World, Den of Thieves. You are right, Den of Thieves I do like better. I won't go into that one. Queensryche, I think that's your most, your second most interesting one. Going to Get Next to You from Rage for Order. Queensryche totally missed the fucking boat on Rage for Order. They had so many cool and interesting songs on that that they could have not only released as a single, but as videos. Like, they could have did some fucking kick-ass videos. Like, London would have been fucking fantastic. Walk in the Shadows should have been the fucking single off of that fucking album.
Me. That's the one
That's
that I know.
fucking fantastic. Like, they totally, for all the shit that Queensryche did right over the years, that was the one thing that they dropped the ball on, was Rage for Order. There was a ton of cool shit on that album that would have been fucking fantastic videos and stuff like that. Gonna Get Next to You is like a vampire song, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But musically,
it's not there for me. But Prophecy, which is like an extra song that was released. Actually, the first time I remember seeing that, it was on that Live in Tokyo that they had, and I'm like, when that came on, I'm like, Prophecy, what the fuck is this? Because it's not an album track. They did do it and put it on the Queensryche, the first one with Todd La Torre. That's one of the songs that they did with him, like right off the bat.
2003, they reissued it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, This song's fucking excellent. Prophecy could be a fucking Iron Maiden song. It's got the gallop. It's got the, it's got that feel to it. Fucking Prophecy, fucking fantastic. Every Mother's Nightmare, Love Can Make You Blind. That song's just needles in my fucking fingernails. That song. Easy Come, Easy Go. It's okay, but anything's better than that for me. But they could have released something even better than that. But Easy Come, Easy Go is good. Saxon, Do It All For You. You know my love for Saxon, but please, Biff and the boys, please do not try to do ballads. Stick to
the
Motorcycle Man, Strong Arm of the Law. Stick to Just Let Me Rock, Crusader. Just Let Me Rock is cool. Just Let Me Rock. I get rock. Cool, but Do It All For You, dudes. Like, I won't even say nice try because it's not. It's fucking terrible. I'll give it the pony. Baruto. I think maybe I'll have to pick that some night for an episode when he's on. But cool. Like I said, cool. I mean, like Dylan said, there's not a whole lot to bash. There's more bashing of the A sides than the B sides.
Oh god, yeah.
But like, there's some interesting B sides we're gonna talk about too, though. But I like it.
Yeah.
BB, fucking awesome, fucking topic.
Yeah, this is great because it's funny how you can look back and, like BC, you said before, how, we didn't have many 45s. I probably had maybe like 20, 30, if that. But it always came down to you bought the album. So, like, you go to Wild Side, which was actually, you already said this was already a single, but the B-side of Wild Side was 5 Years Dead. So that's kind of weird, and they were, it's only... One was released in August, one was released in October. For 2 months, you're like, we already released it, but here's it on the B side. So I thought that was kind of weird. Like, why would you pick a song that's already been released? But Tommy's drums in that song are so cool. I love that song. Song number 2, Tooth and Nail, fantastic pick. George Lynch's solo in this is such a kick-ass song. And Alone Again, I don't mind Alone Again. I really like that song. But song number 3, Slip of the Tongue, Faster Pussycat, fantastic. Love the sleaze rock with these guys. I love like the chorus, the band harmonies, and this is easily like a fan favorite, like you guys said. Definitely see these guys play this song live, and it's definitely a better song than House of Pain. Song number 4 from Cinderella, Nobody's Fool / Push Push. That Night Songs album is just fantastic. There's no skippers on that album for me. So, Nobody's Fool is not bad. You do get a little fatigue of it, but the Push Push song, once again, another staple they play live. Fantastic song for those guys. Song number 5, Den of Thieves. I think I said this last week. This is my favorite song on that album. I love his vocals on this. And it's just I love the back and forth dual solo that the guy's doing that. And when you talk about Me Against the World, that's Lizzy's song. That may be a lot of the people out there. They only know one Lizzy Borden song, and that's the song.
What kind of life you live?
Song number 6 from Queensryche, Gotta Get Next to You and Prophecy. It's funny how we kind of talked about this before, but Prophecy was released on the 2003 reissue bonus track. But it's funny, if you bought the single, Prophecy came off of the Gonna Get Close to You off of the album Rage of Order. So Prophecy is on the album before Rage of Order, is on Queensryche, the self-titled, and it's released from a song that's on Rage of Order. So it's kind of weird. Like, why would they go back?
But it's not, though. It's the first EP is Queensryche.
Right.
And there's only 4 songs on it. That's not one of them. That wasn't an extra track.
That was like the reissue
that was released that they did live. That I don't know why the fuck they didn't put that on a fucking EP, because it would have fit in fucking perfect. So I don't know if they just wanted to keep it to 4, but I think that they did that to get that song out. They were probably like, why the fuck didn't we put that song on anything? Yeah. Because that wasn't even on the Warning.
Right.
So I don't know.
So it's
I
funny
don't know what
how
the dynamic
why
with
would
that
they
song
go
is. I'm
back
glad they put it on there
from one album and go back. It's like, where does that story lie?
Is that live on the B? Is it a live B side or is it a studio version of it? I don't know. I couldn't find out.
Studio.
Okay, because I can only find the live version, so that's what I've been listening to. I don't know if I've ever heard it besides the one that Tyler Torrey did on the one like later. I don't know if I've ever heard that.
It's on the, like I said, it's on the 2003 CD reissue bonus track. If you look on Apple Music, you look at the album cover, it is actually the self-titled debut album.
Yeah, that's a bonus track on Warning. But it's not on. I'll show you the album. It's not on the album of the Warning.
See, that's the only thing I found. It was like
it's a bonus track on the reissue digital.
Yeah. So what it's funny, like we said. How does it? You're already that album's gone, but now you're saying now you're reissuing it from the back single.
Yeah,
it's just a weird
backstory. I think it might have been a fuck up for them. Like we want to get this song out there.
And that's that's kind of cool because you would have never known. You would have never known. Like you would have never known that song even existed if you didn't buy the single.
Well, you would have known. You would have, but if you watched the live in Tokyo one, you would have heard that song and be like, "Why the fuck is that not on anything?" You wouldn't. So I think that's why that they released that so they could at least say they have it on something.
It's out there, right? Yeah, odd,
but great odd pick though. Like odd, but glad.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then song number 7, "Easy Come Easy Go" from the Boys Down South. Every Mother's Nightmare. I love these guys. I love that southern heaviness that these guys have. Totally different than the single "Love Can Make You Blind." Totally different. Another solo with back and forth. 2 guys playing guitar back and forth. Love that stuff. And then your song number 8, "Just Let Me Rock" from Saxon. Once again, Biff's vocals are so iconic. When you hear him, you know it's Saxon. You're sucked right in, and definitely a great list from Mr. BC on your B sides. So I like that. I like that little discussion of how odd, not only the wild side but the prophecy. So very good list. And the next person up will be the Keys himself, Mr. Dylan Wright.
Yes. Okay. So my rule of thumb for picking the B-sides: 1, I struggled with it. 2, I wanted to try and get a different cross-section of what kind of B-sides we could have. Like, sometimes they'll put on covers of another band. Sometimes, like, with BCs, they'll pull from, like, past material and put it on there. And sometimes they'll pull, like, songs that are hidden gems on the same album. So I kind of have a little bit of columns A, B, and C in my picks. So the first one that I talked about, and this was the band that I immediately wanted to talk about on this episode because they have such good B-sides, Aerosmith, especially from their album Rocks, which does not have a skipper on it. The A-side was Back in the Saddle, which of course is a classic. That's a great opening song for the band. And then the B-side was Nobody's Fault, which is kind of a darker song for Aerosmith. I really love it. It's got such a heaviness to it. There's some harmonica in there that's great. And the chorus is just so just heavy and dark, and it's just a fantastic song for them that I understand why it's not a single, but it's a really great deep track to feature on one of their top singles in their catalog. And number 2, Europe, from their seminal album, The Final Countdown. The A-side is Cherokee, Marching on the Trail of Tears. Another great song. I love that song personally. The B-side's Danger on the Track. This is a great underrated song. I first heard this on the soundtrack for a movie called Hot Rod, starring Andy Samberg, and basically this whole
the whole album.
Yeah, the whole album is on this. There's I think it opens with this song, which is interesting. In the movie, he's fighting Ian McShane. He's his father-in-law. He's wrestling with him, and he's a wannabe stuntman. So he's always playing Europe to pump himself up. But it's a really great movie, really funny. But Danger on the Track, I first heard it there. A really cool song. Starts with some cool keyboard parts, and it's got this nice chugging guitar to it that I really think is catchy. It's just a great song on the album that's often overshadowed by The Final Countdown and all the other songs. Sherry, Carrie. Overshadowed by all those songs, and a song that I think should have been released as a single, honestly, because that's catchy. Number 3 from Scorpions. The A-side, Still Loving You, from Blackout, I believe. They went with a song from an earlier album, from Love Drive. For the B-side, they picked Holiday. Very similar songs in terms of being the slower songs on the album, kind of like the ballad of sorts, but not quite there because there's some rockin' parts in the middle. Holiday, it does take forever to get going, but I just love how apocalyptic that opening guitar is. It almost has a Dr. Doctor feel from like the intro of Dr. Doctor that sometimes happens, which makes sense because, of course, the Shankers are a part of Scorpions. But it's just a great, slower song for them, and I love the kick-in. It's just a really... You're not expecting it because it's such an acoustic-y song at the beginning, and then the kick-in happens, and it's a very cool, impactful thing. Number 4 from the Best Metallica album, Master of Puppets. I picked for the A-side Master of Puppets, the title track, and the B-side is Welcome Home Sanitarium. This is the number 4 track on the album, and Metallica always likes to do the what I call the building songs for the number 4 track, because you have one... You have Fade to Black on Ride the Lightning, and Welcome Home Sanitarium is it for Master of Puppets. And this is a great building song. It starts off like very much kind of eerie. You know, the guy's trapped in the mental asylum, and they orchestrate a breakout, and it just gets more and more frantic as the song goes. And it just has this awesome heavy part towards the end of the song, and the soloing from Kirk Hammett is just unmatched. It's a fantastic song to have as a B-side for one of their most popular songs of all time. Number 5, we have a cover twofer from Anthrax off of their State of Euphoria album. The A-side is the cover of Trust's Antisocial, which of course is a classic. Basically, it's an Anthrax song now because, you know, nobody listens to French lyrics, so they can't really listen to the Trust version. But the B-side is a cover of Kiss's Parasite from their Hotter Than Hell album, and it starts off with a nice tribute to Gene Simmons and Runaway. You know, what are you doing, Ramsey? You think
What's food on my plate?
Yeah. The really good Gene impression too.
The best part is at the end you get the Tony moan.
Yeah. Damn it.
Here it is.
And then it kicks into a really fast version of Parasite. You thought Parasite couldn't be faster? Anthrax, it's like it's on speed. It's breakneck, and it has that rawness like the original version of the track, but like with that Anthrax get up and go to it. This might be blasphemy, I prefer this version to the original. I just love how fast it is, and I think and it's better than the Ace doing the hold at the end of all the verses. So, you know, Joey Belladonna does the song better than Ace sings it. Number 6, Black Sabbath. They did the single After Forever from Master of Reality. And yet again, they took from an older album. They took from Paranoid. Fairies Wear Boots. Much better song. Miles better. It's no wonder they put this on there. After Forever is like not my favorite Black Sabbath song, but Fairies Wear Boots is one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs. It's a very cool bluesy song for them that has iconic moments like the yeah from Ozzy.
That was the best part of the show that night.
Part of the show.
We all were fucking rock to that.
It's just got that awesome feel to it that I think makes up for the weirdness of After Forever. Like, I don't know why they had that as a single to begin with, but you know, at least they made up for it with the B-side. Number 7, my second to last single is Cheap Trick from their Live at Budokan album. Their cover of Fats Domino's Ain't That a Shame, which fantastic cover. Love that song so much. It's one of my favorite songs they do live. So the B-side for Ain't That a Shame is a single from their first self-titled album, L.O. Kitties. Really great, catchy song. It's kind of an earworm at times in terms of like the L.O. Kitties, L.O. Kitties. But I think my favorite thing about it is how manic Robin Zander's vocals get in like the last part of the song. He's like screaming the vocals, and it's you're just like, what's going on, Robin? But, you know, great guitar work from our boy Rick Nielsen. It's just a catchy song from Cheap Trick, and of course it's their first single, so they really wanted to put it out there yet again. Then my last song is from a band that we're doing a series on, Blue Oyster Cult, from their album that kind of broke them, Agents of Fortune. The A side, of course, is Don't Fear the Reaper, their most well-known song, but the B side is a song called Tattoo Vampire. I first heard this song when Dave Borowski, who's our resident Blue Oyster Cult expert, told us to check it out, and it's got this really cool riff to it that you just don't expect, because Buck Dharma always knows how to surprise you. He knows how to bring it, and it's just a really fun, heavy song for Blue Oyster Cult that's really much different than Don't Fear the Reaper. It's a night and day A and B side. A really underrated track, I think. A really fantastic one. So those are my singles and B sides. I'd love to know and hear what you guys think.
Righty.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs out of Dylan's 8s are from the 70s.
Yep. Well, that was not on purpose.
No. Aerosmith, Nobody's Fault. Very cool. Nobody's Fault is really cool, deep track. Vince Neil, actually, on his one solo album, does a version of that is actually very cool.
Testament as well.
Your Cherokee and the other side is Danger on the Track. I didn't know that one.
No.
Good song. Cool keyboard solo, then a guitar solo in it. I like it. Scorpions, Still Loving You, Holiday. Great live 1-2 punch with those songs. I can't decide which one I like better of those two. I actually do like them. I think they're if they were Scorpions were going to do something like that, those are the two songs they need to do it with, other than Simeon Angel and that fucking Russian song, whatever the fuck that is. Those songs blow. But these
Wind of Change?
Yes. Yeah. But these songs are the ones.
Russian song.
Yeah.
Russian song.
Yeah,
These are like, it's one of their most popular songs ever.
Russian one.
Sucks.
The Russian song.
Like, this is how you do that kind of song, not that shit. Master of Puppets, in the B-side being Welcome Home Sanitarium, from maybe the third, maybe the fourth best Metallica album.
What are you putting before that, besides Ride the Lightning?
Kill 'Em All. The Black Album.
Phantom Lord's a little... And Metal Militia, they're a little...
Anyway. Welcome Home Sanitarium, cool song. I always like that one. I like when they do it live. Leave me the fuck alone. Fucking love that. It's awesome. Anthrax, Antisocial, Parasite. You think I'm so crazy? That's like the best part of the song. I don't care. That's the best part of the fucking song. I fucking love it. Because that came out on the... remember that they came out with that album and it had all the B-side shit.
Attack of the Killer Bees.
Attack of the Killer Bees. That's when I first heard that. I was like, cool. Black Sabbath After Forever. That sounds okay. Striper does a really good version of that as well. Fairies Wear Boots, like you said, one of the highlights when we went to see Black Sabbath.
Yep.
We were all like that. Yeah! We were like crying when they did that part. It was fucking awesome. Cheap Trick, Ain't That a Shame, Hello Kitties. That one I don't agree with. Hello Kitties, it just sounds so...
I like Ain't That a Shame
Child,
better,
I know
but-
it's like a pun, but it's so fucking childish sounding. Hello Kitties. Ain't That a Shame is fucking fantastic.
I love Ain't That Shame.
Below the Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, cool song. But Tattoo Vampire, this song shows like how different Below the Cult is.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is this? But they're like, ooh, that's kind of cool though. I like it.
I'll go. Dylan started off with a little Aerosmith. Gotta love a little Aerosmith, especially 70s Aerosmith, and from Rocks. Back in the Saddle and Nobody's Fault. I love Nobody's Fault. I think Nobody's Fault for me is like the hidden gem, my favorite song on that album. It's super heavy. It's fantastic. The time changes are awesome. The solo's fantastic. Your outro solo is even better. Just a great B-side. Song number 2 from Europe, Cherokee and Danger on the Track. I love Joey Tempest's vocals. I'm almost stepping on your shirt tails, BC, how you're into this Europe kick. You know, it seems like every time this Europe band's getting into the podcast, it seems like these songs are just so good. And this is definitely a good song. And love the electric organ in there and the little guitar solo in there. Combination is fantastic. And it's funny, I think every song on this album is released because they released 5 singles.
Yeah.
And I think they have 5 B-sides. So if you bought all the singles, you have the album. You have to buy the album, BC, if you're into singles. So
It'll cost you more.
right. A lot more. Song number 3 from the Scorpions, Still Loving You and Holiday. I love Holiday. I love that acoustic start. I think that's so cool and like that emotion that Klaus has with his singing. But these 2 songs aren't on the same album either.
Love Drive is
Love Drive
and
and First Thing. Like, and so now, like, where you're talking like a 5-year difference. Like, why are you throwing a song that was
that one? I think it's a thematic.
I think they're trying to sell it because they're playing that on tour as well when that came out.
That could be that could be totally it.
Because like they're very similar in terms of they have like they're slower to start. They have like the heavy parts in the middle, and you know.
Yeah, it's just odd. Even like you have like one album. You know, now you got a 5-year
It wasn't even like the album
difference.
before. It was like
Right.
a couple albums ago.
Yeah. So That was cool to find out because, you would have never known that either. Song number 4 from Metallica. Side A, Master of Puppets, and B, Welcome Home, Sanitarium. Great 1-2 punch from Metallica. Great song, both sides. I love that 2-minute instrumental ending of this song. Fantastic pick, Dylan. I love that pick from your list. Song number 5, Anthrax, Antisocial, and Parasite. It's funny how they do like 2 covers.
Yeah.
They release a boom, one cover, one cover on one side, one cover on the other. But you already said it. The drums are so killer on this song. It's super fast, a lot faster than the original. I love this cover of Parasite. Song number 6, Fairies Wear Boots. My favorite Black Sabbath song of all time. Even though it's like 6 minutes and you only got probably 2 minutes of singing and 4 minutes of instrumental, I still love it. I love it. It's a fantastic song. And once again, Fairies Wear Boots is on Paranoid, but the A side
It's on Master of Reality.
is on Master Reality. So once again, there's a discrepancy of these singles and why they're releasing singles from one album and bringing back. So it's just something to think about. And maybe Steve already hit the nail on the head, and they're playing these songs live, and they're putting them out, and they're a fan favorite. So because I was very surprised that Fairies Wear Boots was a B-side. Song number 7, Hello Kitties. This one's a little tougher for me. I'm not a big, humongous Cheap Trick fan. If I did not listen to the words, I thought they were saying Hello Kitty. So I'm like, they're talking about the cartoon Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty.
They were big in
Hello
Japan.
Kitty.
Maybe that's why they put it on the single of Ain't That a Shame, so that the Japanese would be like, oh shit, they're talking about Hello Kitty.
But yeah, like I said, Cheap Trick's almost like the Alice Cooper. It's tough for me to get into, and I don't know why.
Now, did you listen to Ain't That a Shame?
I knew that. Yeah, I already know that song.
Okay.
That song, I would say that song's better than the B-side.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do.
And song number 8 from Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, of course, their big hit. And then Tattoo Vampire. I remember the song from the Blue Oyster Cult episode. Fantastic pick. Love this song because I think this is like it's like a heavier song from the album, and it is definitely 100% different from the single. So it's just another testament of sometimes the B-sides are a lot better than the A-sides, BC. So there's our 2 albums, or our 2 lists. Oh, BC, I'm sorry. How about BC? What'd you think about Dylan? What'd you think about...
He's channeling me.
Yeah.
Give me again.
BC, what do you think about Dylan's list?
He doesn't care what you think, BC.
I know.
It does.
You think I'm stupid or absolutely
Aerosmith, cranking Aerosmith from the 70s. Nobody's fault. Probably one of my top 5 70 songs from Aerosmith. And Dylan mentioned it real quick. Testament does a great version of it.
Yeah.
Europe, like I said, these guys to me are so underrated. They got labeled very early in their career with the Final Countdown, and they're labeled that. So much good music from these guys, and Danger on the Track is definitely one of the great ones. Scorpions with Holiday. I know this song from my youth. I used to drive around with a buddy of mine. He would play this song to death. I don't know why. I mean, I love where it kicks in. But he would play the song all the time. I'd be like, oh my God, play anything else but this song. I don't know why he did. God love him. Metallica, Welcome Home Sanitarium. To me, this is in my top 5 Metallica songs. Metallica. Anthrax with Parasite. I'm on board with everybody else. I mean, I love when a band does a cover song and just does it better than the original.
Yeah.
Like, just don't do it the same. Like you said,
You got to put your own stamp on it.
You got to put your own
It
stamp on
is
it.
absolutely an
And they do.
Anthrax cover.
And in the A side of that's not bad either.
Yeah. Antisocials. I love Antisocial.
That's such a good song too. Black Sabbath, After Forever. That was brutal.
Yep.
But Fairies Wear Boots. This is one of my go-to Black Sabbath songs. Just love the groove to. You can't go around that. Cheap Trick. Judy gave me so many quarters back in the day to play this on the jukebox. Ain't that a shame? I never played the EL Kitties, and after listening to it today, it was probably the first time I ever heard a song.
Really?
And I was like, Okay, that's probably the last
Glad I
time.
didn't. Glad I didn't waste the nickel.
That's probably the last time. But Ain't a Shame is just such a cranking song. I would
Yeah.
put that in the jukebox over and over and over. Blue Oyster Cult. Here's the surprise of the list for me. I mean, Don't Fear the Reaper. I'm just burned out of that. God love it. But Tattooed Vampire. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm not a BOC guy.
Get ready, it's coming up on the next round of albums.
But I was like, ooh, so good groove, good. I mean, it caught my ear, and I liked it. I like when something catches my ear. But hey, like you said, not a bad song on this list. This is just for the Kitties and that's probably the only one that the B side I really did like. Mm-hmm. I like Holiday, just that I've
Heard it a lot.
traumatized by my youth.
Waiting.
Like Big Eyes or something like that. Would have been cool. Another Anthrax cover.
Yeah, Anthrax do cover Big Eyes. You're right.
All right, so there's 2 good B-sides lists from BC and Dylan. That's a lot of B's. Fuck. Boy, the second half is going to be even fucking worse. But hopefully we can keep that momentum with some with good sets from myself and Wrighty here. But before we get into our gems, we have a gem song as always here on the podcast. And this week I picked a band out of Minnesota. They are called Stormbreaker. The song is called Pull the Trigger. This song was released in 2018. And funny enough, this was a single they released. And maybe you may hearing from these guys again of the B-side as a hidden gem. So Dylan, play the gem song from the band Stormbreaker, Pull the Trigger. All right, guys, welcome back from the gym song from Stormbreaker, Pull the Trigger. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys are into 80s hair metal, big riffs, shredding, big melodic harmonies, that band is definitely for you. And coming off that song, my gem is also from the band Stormbreaker. It's the B-side to that song, Pull the Trigger. The B-side is called Last Night. It's pretty much what the A-side is. It's just a great melodic sound that these guys have. They just released a brand new song. They have 8 songs on Apple Music, so check these guys out. They're fantastic, trying to keep that 80s sound alive. Stormbreaker with Last Night. Dylan, what's your gem song for this week, buddy?
My hidden gem is another song from Anthrax. I'm glad that I got to go in the first half because now I can talk about my gem and be able to be like, okay, yeah, this is connected to what I picked for the for the episode. So it's another song that was included on, I think, one of their EPs, but it's also on the Attack of the Killer Bees record compilation. It's another Trust cover that they do of a song called Sects, Sects. It's about like Jim Jones and all that stuff that happened in Jonestown. Really great song. I'd never heard it before, and I was listening to the Attack of the Killer Bees compilation just for fun, and I was really blown away by how fantastic it was. It's another song that they make their own. Of course, Anthrax always know how to do a cover, and the soloing in it is just phenomenal. Dad would not have anything to complain about with the solos in that one, since he seems to hate Dan Spitz.
I don't hate him.
He's a terrible
he just
soloist.
doesn't impress me.
You don't impress me.
Yeah, he makes
much.
watches. Yeah,
What do you think you are, damn Spitz?
Okay, so you're Dan Spitz.
It don't impress me much.
That album sold so much, though. But anyways, yeah, that's my hidden gem, Sects by Anthrax. It's really tough for me to...
Yeah, that is a tough word to say.
Yeah.
Righty, what'd you have for us, sir?
All right, I stuck with the B-side theme as well. Like I said, I had probably 64 to pick from. And I'm going with the song Come Hell or High Water. It's the B-side of Ride the Wind from the 1990 Flesh and Blood album from Poison, which, in my opinion, album is fucking kick-ass. And I have the... And it's weird, because that's an album cover that they changed. The original album cover was Flesh and Blood of a tattoo with like how it's bloody, and then they changed it. Remember that, BC? I have the original of that. I love that album. I'll tell you what, best Poison album, in my opinion. Best Poison album.
Across the board.
Kick ass across the board. I think they really got their shit together for that album. Ride the Wind is a decent song, one of their video songs, big hit, whatever. But Come Hell or High Water, check that song out. That is a rockin' fucking Poison song.
Well, that might be the first time in 205 episodes we said the word poison here.
No, we did not. In a good way.
In a good way.
BC, what do you have for us?
I'm going to need help from all you guys on this one.
Okay, it's called a hidden gem.
I know.
We pick a song.
Home, I have papers over the fucking place with fucking bands we talked about since the beginning of this podcast. And I'm just trying to get to them.
I'll know if you picked it before.
No, I don't think I did, because I just started listening to it, to be honest with you. I try to listen to these bands everybody, and even people out there send us, and I'm going to kill the pronunciation on it.
Gothard.
Gothard?
Oh, yeah.
Gothard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gothard.
I know it's not Gothard, but whatever the pronunciation, it was that was on the list, and I threw some of their stuff on, and out of probably about 3 bands I played off that list, this is the most ear-catching for me. So if you're out there, check them out. They're not too bad.
I know. Steve and
with
Sonny are big fans of those guys.
And I think that's probably where I wrote it down from.
I've heard some of their stuff, and it's
bad.
good. I think they've done Monsters of Rock before.
You gotta put the one.
I could be wrong.
All right, just to recap, myself, I have the band Stormbreaker with Last Night. BC has Gothard, the band. Dylan has Anthrax, Sects.
Sex. It sounds like you're saying sex.
I'll say Sex.
Sex would be great.
Yeah.
How about sex?
Sex is good.
Thank you. I don't mind if I do. And Righty has the band Poison with the song Come Hell or High Water. So everybody check those gem songs out. Check out the gem song, but everybody has a great pick. So let's get back into the second half. And just like the first half, we picked out a BC Shitty Bill's hat. We still, for the second half, picked out the BC Shitty Bill hat. And Mighty, you won the opportunity to go first.
Actually, the Shitty Bill's hat actually worked out because I'm not in the first half of the show for a fucking change.
See?
And I'm kind of like BC. I was never into singles, listening to stuff.
It's a great movie. Come on. Huh? It's a great movie.
No, it's not.
It's a great soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
The soundtrack fucking blows too. There's like 3 good songs on it. Listen to Sonny, Tom, and Zeus, the album review crew. They do a review of that album, that soundtrack, and I listen to it. It's not good. There's some good stuff on there, but for the most part, it blows. Anyway, singles, as in song singles, I really wasn't. I was more of an album guy. Band I like comes out, I'm automatically buying their CD. I'm not testing out a single. I'm not hearing something on the radio, buying the single of it, and listening to it. If I hear a song I like on the radio, I'm going to buy the fucking album, listen to the whole thing, because for me, as a rule, the shit that's released as a single is never the best song on the album. I won't say never, but rarely. 99.9 times out of 100. The best song is not the single that's released from the album. So the only ones I really had was when Iron Maiden used to release the 12-inch singles, and you'd get like Iron Maiden, but then you get like 3 live tracks on the back, and you'd have I think it was maybe Flight of Icarus that had I've Got the Fire on the back of it. You had, I think the Trooper had Cross-Eyed Mary on it, which is Jethro Tull. It still sucks. Even if Iron Maiden does, it still fucking sucks.
Well, plus the covers of the singles too were really cool.
It was. Yeah. I mean, and actually they're right there, where I can point right to them. But I have them interspersed where they belong in the catalog. But that was my only really thing with singles, and it's weird. And Ron Pasco, my good friend, I love you. He borrowed all of them off me fucking 20 years ago. And when I started doing vinyl again, I text him hey, do you by chance still have my Iron Maiden 12-inch singles? And he's like, yeah, I do. And he brought them up the next day.
That's
oh wow.
So I'm like, Ron, I love you. Thank you for preserving my Iron Maiden 12-inch singles. But now they have them, and they're 7-inch ones. Because I ordered one, I thought it was that, but it was only a small one. I'm like,
Did it have the giant hole in the middle?
No, I think it's small. No, it's just a small hole. Yeah.
That's another reason I don't think I liked them back in the day, because you had to put them.
Yeah, you just listen to one and you're flipping it over. Give me the album. Give me the album.
No, but then you had to put the adapter on.
The adapter in.
Compared to the album, you had to get the adapter out, put that on.
Because I used to buy the Jack White singles from Third Man Records, back to the Jack White thing. And I didn't have the adapter, so I was trying to center it as the table was spinning. I'm like, okay, come on.
All right, so my B-sides, I went through I have a little bit of 70s, 80s, 90s a little bit, just by breaking in the 90s a little bit. First one I picked is the single Judas Priest. The single itself is United from British Steel 1980. And the B-side is Grinder. United has to be one of the most fucking boring songs that Judas Priest ever fucking put on fucking tape or vinyl or whatever the fuck. It sucks. Grinder, Looking for Meat, fucking fantastic. Grindage in the song. I mean, you can't get much more metal than Grinder. United is just terrible. Next song, 1987 from the Pride album. White Lion, When the Children Cry. Horrible fucking song. However, the B-side is my favorite fucking song of White Lion of all time. Lady of the Valley. Starts out slow, builds up. Vito Bratta, right when the solo's going, he has this fucking slow pick scrape that is fucking mind-blowing. And I remember an article of Michael Wagner when he said when they ever recorded White Lion, Vito Bratta never, ever had to do a second take of fucking anything he ever recorded.
Wow.
And Lady of the Valley just tears it up. Mike Tramp's very heartfelt vocals in this song are fantastic. Just a great song. Just check it out. If you are not familiar with that, like people... like BC. Check it out. Next one, 1989, from Guns N' Roses. It was initially on Lies, Patience. Terrible, fucking horrible song. They didn't do Patience, did they? Did they do Patience the other night?
No, I don't think.
Thank God.
No, they didn't.
That song fucking sucks. It's fucking terrible. I want to run into traffic
No
when that
whistling.
song comes on. However, the B-side of that is fucking Rocket Queen. Last song on fucking Appetite for Destruction. Fucking fantastic song. I love the whole song. You get that little breakdown thing at the end. Very cool. When Slash does it with featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. That used to be his song where he would just fucking let loose. Just fucking solo the fuck out. The version of that song and Live at the Ritz is fucking 17 minutes long. I love every fucking second of that 17-minute version of that song. Then I go back to 1990. Motley Crue, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away from the Dr. Feelgood album. Not great. It's
Not great, Bob.
it's not I mean, it's not as bad as Patience, but it's a skipper for me. And then the B-side is Rattlesnake Shake. Great fucking B-side. They did that live on the Dr. Feelgood tour. Got some cowbell in it, BC. Can't go wrong. It's got but you know what? It's got the 90s horns in it.
Yeah,
like
the
you get on
horns.
the
Margarita
Aerosmith
horns.
albums. They have that. A lot of the bands back then have that.
The permanent vacation horns, yeah.
Like horn thing on it, which I think is cool when it's used
Sparingly.
coolly. Yeah.
The horns, Lizzy Borden. I had to get it in there.
Did you? Did you have to?
I had
You
to.
didn't really have to.
Master
Now,
of the Sky's nice.
now, the next song I'm going to talk about is maybe one of the worst songs ever written. Fucking ever. It is a fucking... I can't even describe how fucking horrible this fucking song is. It is like the worst song fucking ever.
It's your favorite when...
It's your favorite.
When,
Yeah.
our
Like
boy,
Tom
Kiefer
Kiefer, like
plays it.
just like you want to kill my fucking night. Throw this fucking song on, and this actually, I think this song killed this fucking band. Releasing this song as a single killed this fucking band. It's called "With a Little Help from My Friends," and Kick-Axe. It was on the second Kick-Axe album. They released that as a single. I think it totally killed the fucking album. And I don't care if they put fucking Mary Had a Little Lamb as the B-side on this fucking song. It would have been better than the first fucking song. They put on Can't Take It With You. Great song, rockin' song, awesome drums in it, great background vocals, which they were known for. But why, Kick-Axe, why put this out as a fucking single? Like, did you want to be known as a shitty band? Like, just you fucking killed yourself. Like,
Okay, Jesus.
God. All right. So anyway,
Take
I
a
digress.
breath. Take a breath.
Then we go back. We go up one year to 1986 with Keel. They released "Because the Night" as a single, which I don't think is a bad song. Which is not bad. I like it. Isn't it actually a Springsteen song? I know he does a version of it, and there's some girl that does it
I
too.
think it's Patti Smith, isn't it?
Yeah, I think she does it.
Patti Smith. But then there's another one that does it in the 80s too. There's like another version of it come out in the 80s.
He does a.
It was Springsteen and Patti Smith.
Patti Smith, but there's another artist that does that has a fucking hit with it.
Well, there's a couple.
Name it.
There's Koro.
No.
There's 10,000 Maniacs.
Yeah,
That's it.
the girl
That's
from
it.
that. The girl from
And
that.
then there's Cascada.
No, it's the singer from the 10,000 Maniacs.
Garbage does a version.
Anyway, Because the Night is the song. Rock and Roll Animal is the B-side, which I'm sorry, guys, I didn't realize when I picked that it wasn't on any fucking streaming shit. I know BC is definitely familiar with it. Great song. Got to see them play that live at Rocky Glen Park when they kicked Quiet Riot's ass. Did they open up with that? Mm-hmm. Did they? Okay.
Lights are down.
You're right. You are correct, sir. Then I'll go to back up to 1989. Bon Jovi, I'll Be There For You. Kind of power ballad song. I like the song. I think it's a good song. I think New Jersey is a fantastic album. However, the B-side on this one is my ultimate favorite Bon Jovi song, Homebound Train. This song is probably the most rockin' song that Bon Jovi has ever done. Go back and listen to our Rockin' Bon Jovi episode. This song fucking kicks ass. I cannot say enough about it. Got a harmonica solo in it, guitar solo. Richie Sambora fucking totally kicks ass in it. Fucking fantastic song. And then for the last one, I go back down to the 70s. 1975 from the Caress of Steel album for Rush, Lakeside Park. Terrible song. I I have a word that I would say for this, but I won't say it. It's just not good. It's however, the B-side is Bastille Day. Totally rockin' song. There's no bread, let them eat cake.
Yep, Marie Antoinette.
Fucking fantastic rockin' song, Bastille Day.
Like guillotine,
just fantastic, just a rock and rush song. So there's my B-sides. So I want to hear what BB's got to say first.
All right.
Hopefully you won't go away mad.
I'll just
go away.
I'll just go away. Because it's not that far of a walk down the hill. All right, song number 1 from Judas Priest, Grinder. I think this, like you said, it blows the doors off United. These two songs, they sound like two different bands, and this is the Judas Priest that I like, is the Grinder. The Judas Priest of Wanted of United is not what I like. Song number 2 from White Lion, Lady of the Valley. The heaviness in this chorus with the gang harmonies are so cool. Vito Bratta just tears it up on the guitar. Mike Tramp's vocals are fantastic. And once again, this song is 1,000 times better than the A-side. Song number 3, Rocket Queen. What can I say about this B-side? It's so good. I tried to pick it, even though Wright already picked it. That's how good that song is.
Yep.
That's true. I'm like, no, that's already picked. Sorry.
Song number 4 from Motley Crue, the A-side, Don't Go Away Mad. And the B-side is Rattlesnake Shake. Great groove to the song. You got that, what they call the honky-tonk piano and the margarita horns. So cool in this song, so different for Motley Crue. It's just an added bonus to a kick-ass song. Song number 5 from Kick-Axe, Can't Take It With You. And the A-side is With a Little Help of My Friends. Now the A-side, A Little Help from My Friends. All those singers, they have all these singers from Canada. They're all like Rick Emmett from Triumph is on there. They all do background vocals.
I didn't do that much research.
I think
it's the We Are the World of...
It's the We Are the World of Canada.
Come on.
Come on!
We are the Canada.
Mark Anthony K. Get Righty on board with this song.
We are the
And this is where BB exits the podcast forever.
Steve's go away bad.
Yeah.
He's going away, man.
And I'm not coming back. But Can't Take It With You. It's just an awesome song. And I always forget about this album, and I don't know why, because it just falls right in between Vices and then Rock the World. For some reason, I don't know why, I always forget about this album. And I'm going to really have to do more homework on that album. Because I don't have that on CD or anything, so
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to. Terrible. I have
Terrible.
Handed my podcast
Terrible.
pen here. Song number 6 from Keel, Because the Night. Rock and Roll Animal. Great opening guitar riff. It's so cool. Jamie St. James does a little background vocals on this song. Solo is kick-ass. This is easily an amazing classic Keel song. Love Rock and Roll Animal. Song number 7 from Bon Jovi, the A is I'll Be There For You. And the B-side, of course, is the better song of Homebound Train. Fantastic part of guitar, harmonica, keyboard. Great the way they mix that up. The background vocalist making they're like a little train song in the back during the chorus, which is kind of cool. And song number 8 from Rush, Lakeside Park, the A-side, the B-side, Bastille Day, classic Rush. What can you say? It's a staple for a reason. You know, these guys did this live a bunch of times. I think even they used to open up the show with it. There's some cool solos in it, a great production. I love when you can hear a song, you can actually hear the instruments. You can hear all 3 instruments in this song perfectly. Very good list, sir.
Dylan, what do you got?
Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs from the 80s out of 8. I just did that because you did that to me with the 70s. Yet again, I think just like BC, you really know how to pick the weak A-sides and the strong B-sides. Like some of these A-sides are pretty tough to listen to compared to the B-sides. Don't Go Away Mad, that's a song that I never really enjoyed. Quite the downer on an otherwise pretty solid album. But Rattlesnake Shake, that's a kick-ass song. I forgot how good that song was. That was one of those where in the back of your head, like, you remember, you know it, but then when you hear it again, it just brings that
Especially
back
when
up.
you hadn't heard it for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I'll Be There For You. It's not the worst ballad of Bon Jovi's, but, you know, it's still a ballad, but Homebound Train kicks ass. The thing about With a Little Help from My Friends that I find very confusing, and I told you about this earlier, that people always cover the Joe Cocker version, and they never cover the Beatles version. Like, they always just do the... And that version, to me, like...
Blows.
Is so much more boring than the Joe Cocker version. It's like, the Joe Cocker version takes forever.
Yeah.
It drags the song
I think
out.
they like to see him, like, freaking out the mic. And,
Yeah,
he's having a fucking stroke.
The
Just
John
stroke out
Belushi.
and go
the John
away.
Belushi.
Or John Belushi, yeah, that's
John
that's
Belushi
an
nails
awesome.
that, though. That's hilarious. But I find it, like, I would love to hear a band cover the Beatles version of it. That's like a jaunty tune. It's over in like 3 minutes, rather than like the drawn out affair of I get by without help from my friend. You know. Even
The
when Tom
gospel
Kiefer
chorus
does it,
behind you.
I like the background vocals, but like background vocals does not a song make. Rocket Queen's a classic, fantastic. Lady of the Valley was really good. Grinder is much better than United for sure. Can't Take It With You is great. I have a bone to pick about Keel because there is one A side and B side in the entire night that was not on Spotify, was not on Apple Music, was only on YouTube, and it's Keel.
I didn't realize that. I do apologize for that. I had no idea.
So, listeners, you will not be able to listen to that on the Spotify playlist of the week. Just to let you know.
So right, sorry, Del. When you go to Rockin' Pod this weekend, when you talk to Ron Keel, say, "Hey,
We
what the
need the
fuck?
rest of the
Let's get some
catalog.
let's
I
get
know.
some catalog on the
Ron,
They only
streaming."
have like
because
4 albums.
They're not on that? You sure?
Oh, there are other stuff's on there,
Yeah,
but
not all of it,
fucking
no, there's
Final
only-
Frontier's not on there.
There's only
Really?
there's only like
Yeah.
4.
The album cover comes. It was on there because the album cover comes up in my files, but the songs are dark.
Yeah,
Really?
the only
They don't
albums
come out.
currently on Spotify are Streets of Rock and Roll, Keel, The Right to Rock, and Lay Down the Law.
Yeah.
Those are the only the albums.
It used to be on there.
No, I know. And
Okay.
DC4, the last DC4 album,
Yeah.
the cover's on there, but the songs are dark.
But that's the only bone to pick in
wonder
terms
why
of
that-
All right,
the
yeah,
B-sides.
and I didn't realize that.
Otherwise, great
earlier in the game, I would have picked something different.
Yeah, otherwise, great job. Appreciate
All
it.
right, BC.
Do your
Whoa.
research, damn it.
Judas Priest.
See, I didn't forget about you, BC.
Thank you.
Like some people.
I'm like some people at this table.
Come on.
Judas Priest, baby, with United. Oh my God, I remember that. That song is such a skipper. Grinder, classic Judas Priest. Love it. White Lion, When the Children Cry. Ugh. But Lady of the Valley. I mean, again, here's another band like Europe and all these other bands that got labeled right off the bat with When the Children Cry. I thought Lady of the Valley is such a better rockin' song for these guys. Guns N' Roses, Patience. I was losing patience with Guns N' Roses. at
Yeah, I
this
have no
time,
patience
and
for
then, but Rocket Queen. What are you going to say about that? Motley Crue, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. And Rattlesnake Shake. I mean, this album came out, people went gaga for it. I was not a big...
I love it.
Dr. Feelgood.
There's just some skippers on it that are like,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing?
Don't Go Away Mad, I don't know, I guess the song is like nails on a chalkboard for me. But Rattlesnake Shake is such a great song. Kick Axe with a little help from my friends. This is a love-hate song for me. I love the band Kick Axe. I hate the song, but there's parts of the song that I like his vocals in it. But the song just...
I don't get that far.
The song kills me. But Can't Take It With You. BB, you gotta listen to this album.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Cranking album. Kick Axe is just such a underrated band that never got anything. And they're from the North Canada. Keel, Because of the Night, Rock and Roll Animal. I like Because of the Night. You got the double bass in it. Right
I don't hate it, but I like Rock and Roll Animal more.
Oh God, Rock and Roll Animal blows out of water if it comes down to that. And that, like I said, they opened up that show with that bass line. I mean, to me, that just Bon Jovi, I'll Be There For You. Homebound Train blows. That's just such a rockin' tune. I wish Bon Jovi still played styles like that.
I wish they were still a rock band.
Yeah, that's true. And then Rush with Lakeside Park and Bastille Day. I mean, the first one, Nick Side Park, I was like, I could not get into that, and the second song's much better. But save some more for later.
Hey, when we were talking about Kick-Axe before, about when I was talking about how I think that they killed themselves with that single, I think they killed themselves too with the album title, "Welcome to the Club." Like, I think if they put Hellraisers in there, which I think is the best song on that album, as the title track for the album, the cover's boring. I'm looking at it right now. The cover's boring. The song's kind of boring. But if you say you throw that album out there and you put the album called Hellraisers out there, and you make Hellraisers the single, the lead-off single on that, I think it would be fucking kick-ass. Kick-ass for not Kick-Axe. But I think they shot themselves in the foot, like, doubly there.
Should have called it "Welcome to the Party, Pal."
But was it the band?
I don't know.
I mean, you read about all these bands nowadays and come out.
They were just going by what the record companies.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
A lot of these bands, I don't think had any really. A lot of saying it. They wanted something, and the record label said, "No, we want this."
Yeah, I would love to.
Or do you go sit there and go, "Fuck you"?
Talk to one of them guys and say,
you.
like, what
we
was
don't
going on then? Like, yeah, did you have a say? And what the fuck went on? Like,
I think.
like, how do you?
I always lean towards.
I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So, I think BB. I think
All right.
you're the last one to go, right?
I guess I'll hold up the end here. So there was no rhyme or reason how I kind of picked these songs. I figured if I picked a real song that you guys are pretty much sick of, the B-side is going to be fucking fantastic. So let's go all the way back to 1990, BC. Where the damn Yankees released the single "High Enough." It reached number 3 in the charts, but you flip that single over and you get the song "Pile Driver." Uncle Ted takes over with the lead vocals on this one. As only Uncle Ted can. It has, with his seductive little lyrics, some spoken word in there, super heavy. A great job of the background vocals between Tommy and Jack. They do a fantastic job. They're spot on. Ted's solo on this song is the Sick Banana solo of the night, BC. This is fantastic, fantastic solo. Then you do a little more spoken word after that solo. Then there's another amazing outro solo. I love Pile Driver. Great closer to that album. And I think that's probably my favorite off the album, too, is just a great old Uncle Ted ripping it up. Song number 2 I picked, we go back to 1988. Winger releases their self-titled debut album. And the second single that they released off that album is 17. It hit number 24 in the charts. But the B-side is Poison Angel. It showcases Kip's vocals, Reb Beach's crazy guitar playing. It's super catchy chorus. The group vocals are really, really good. But like a lot of these songs on my list, the shredding is amazing. Reb just steals the show on this bombastic solo. And once again, one of these albums, they released 4 singles off their debut album. So there's 4 B-sides. So there's 8 songs that they actually released. The only 2 songs they didn't release on the album was Purple Haze that they cover from Jimi Hendrix, and probably the best song in the album, Hanging On. They don't release, but they've done it. They've done it live, which is fantastic. Song number 3, we go with Warrant. They released the album Cherry Pie in September of 1990. 9 months later, they release the single Blind Faith, and then what turned into the B-side of the second most favorite song of Warrant is Mr. Rainmaker. It has a cool chugging riff throughout the whole song. Jeannie Ling's vocals are awesome. It just screams 1990 for me. I love this album. I love Joey Allen's solo on this. It's really, really cool. It's just like a perfect 90s hair metal harmonies for me. Love that whole album. And definitely that song, Mr. Rainmaker, is no different. Song number 4, Skid Row releases their self-titled album BC in 1989. In November, they release their big hit, I Remember You, that silly power ballad. But you flip that bitch over, and you get a little Making a Mess. Total opposite of I Remember You. And this is the Skid Row that I like. Fast and heavy, screaming riffs from Snake. Sebastian kicking it on vocals, just bringing it back to 1989 the way hair metal should be. Song number 5, another B-side cover that we're going to talk about tonight. But this cover is really, really kick-ass. We go back to Mr. DRL, Mr. David Lee Roth from the Eat 'em and Smile album. That was released back in 1986. The single off that album, Yankee Rose, the big hit from that album, it reached 16 on the album charts. But Billy Sheehan, he brings over a song from his Talus days of Shy Boy. Fast-paced rocker, Steve Vai's riffs are awesome. Billy Sheehan's signature bass sound is so fantastic. And Greg Bassinet on the drums are just great sound that this whole band makes. I love this album front to back. I love to see these guys get back together again. Hopefully down the road they can do something. My sixth song I picked Slaughters. Another big power ballad from 1990, Fly to the Angels, off of their Stick It To You album. It's the second single off the album. The song Desperately is the B-side to Up All Night. Always enjoyed the song. I love the high-pitched vocals, the shredding guitar, the harmonic, the melodic harmonies of this album. I just think are fantastic, and easily a better B-side than an A-side. Song number 7, I go back to 1987. The Whitesnake single, Is This Love? Hits number 9 of the charts from the good old self-titled Whitesnake, or the Whitesnake 87, whatever you want to call it. But the B-side is Bad Boys. Once again, another song that's totally opposite of the A-side. Super heavy and fast right out of the gate. John Sykes just kills it on the guitar. David Coverdale in the 80s, vocals are just spot on. Love that time of Whitesnake and his vocals. And the last song I picked from 1991, Firehouse, their most popular power ballad, Love of a Lifetime, comes number 5 on the charts, but you flip it over. A great song, Helpless, is on the B-side. I love this whole album front to back, but even this Helpless song is great. It's a great album closer. Once again, that more high-pitched vocals from JD, and a catchy chorus, more shredding, and that's pretty much my list of shredding, big harmonies, and big hair. BC, what you think?
Big hair. Oh my God, damn Yankees, High Enough. I love High Enough, but when you flip it over, Pile Driver, bam! Like you said, that song just rips your face off. Winner at 17. She's only 58. Poison Angel B-side. I to me, that's one of my favorite songs off that album. Another ripper. Warrant, Blind Faith with Flip Over, Mr. Rainmaker. A good overall album. I think it was very, I don't know. When I play it back, it's an enjoyable album, a very radio friendly album.
Yeah.
Which was the victim of the time. Skid Row number 4. I remember you, of course, you had to do it about making a mess. I mean, this takes me back to class night, graduation. A bunch of us get together and just crank this whole album out. Fuck, it was such an album back in '89. David E. Roth, Yankee Rose, great song. Flip it over, even a better song. How could you even think it'd be another bit? Shy Boy. 2 great songs. What do you give me that shit?
Better? I said it was a good song.
I said, not better, but just like, I don't know, it's not like a let down.
You said better.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm hurt.
You know, like, what?
I don't have to throw the both of you off here tonight.
Herbie's getting kicked outside.
Man.
Slaughter with the Fly to the Angels, of course, the ballad, and Desperately, which, I don't know, there's a lot on that album. I think it was produced too much production on that.
Too polished.
Let me just play some songs. Whitesnake, Is This Love? Again, another love song that you have to have back in the day, but Bad Boys on our side fucking redeemed themselves with Tommy Aldrich is the man to this very day in that band. Firehouse, Love of a Lifetime, again, trademark ballad you had to have. Flip it over, Helpless. Great rocker off that first album, which this is another band, like we talked about many other times tonight, got labeled very early in their career and unfortunately, I think, suffered from it. Good list, baby.
Dylan.
Yeah, this is definitely the B-side list where you're just jumping right into the pit and moshing around because all these songs are pretty heavy, especially compared to a lot of the A-sides.
It's Make Love on A and Make War on B.
Yeah, honestly. Pile Driver is a fantastic song. It's just a real kick-ass part, even when Ted starts talking. The one time that I'm not completely put off by it.
Yes.
Poison Angel's a really kick-ass song that I completely forgot about off that album, because you're always so distracted by like Adelaide and 17 and Purple Haze that you're headed for a heartbreak. You forget about some of these songs, and this is a great one. Mr. Rainmaker, that song kicks fucking ass. Holy shit. Skid Row, of course, you all know I'm a huge Skid Row fan. Making a Mess, really great song that's played live quite a bit, but is often overlooked in terms of like an 18 in Life and Youth Gone Wild and I Remember You. But a really great song off the first album. Shy Boy, I mean, the band alone performing on this should tell you how the song is going to be. Just amazing players. Even with Dave singing. Desperately, I thought the chorus was really catchy. I can understand why you weren't a fan of it, BC, but I did not mind it at all. Whitesnake, I hate Whitesnake. Bad Boys is a good song of theirs, though. I do like Bad Boys. The song is great. The movie series, but and then Helpless by Firehouse. Another great song. So this was a solid B-side list for me.
Nice. Righty, what do you got for me there, buddy?
Wrapping it up just in time for motherfuckers.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Honest to God, this has never fucking happened before in our fucking
It sounds like it's right outside.
It's not. It's literally like 5 houses
That's
up.
how loud it is.
So imagine being up the street.
It sounds like a ceiling fan that like needs to be replaced. Oh, here we go.
All right, BB. Damn Yankees, High Enough, and Pile Driver, fucking fantastic. High Enough is great. High Enough is fantastic, great song. There's not a skipper on the first Damn Yankees. There's not a skipper on any Damn Yankees album, the two of them. Pile Driver is fantastic. Ted ripping it up on there, fantastic. Winger, 17 Poison Angel. Give me Poison Angel any day over that. 17, definitely fatigue factor on that. Creepy factor as well. Warrant, Blind Faith, Mr. Rainmaker. I really don't like either one of them, truthfully.
What?
I don't know. Mr. Rainmaker, for some reason, I don't know why. The song rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why.
He used to deliver papers to Mr. Rainmaker down on Lincoln Ave.
No,
I never paid him for the paper.
No, I never
$2
put on anybody on Lincoln Avenue. I don't know why. That song just never resonated with me. I don't like either one. Blind Faith, but if I had to pick the two, Mr. Rainmaker would be the one I would pick.
Weird.
Because Blind Faith is fucking terrible. Skid Row, I Remember You, blah, blah, One's going to get you laid, the other one's going to get you in a fight. Depending on your mood. But Making a Mess is a friggin' cranking song. And it's weird because they're like, I Remember You, and then Making a Mess is the next song on the album, too. So I wonder if they just said, just put the next fucking song on
story.
There. Yeah. Yankee Rose, Shy Boy, dude. There's nothing higher than Yankee Rose. That's all I'm saying. Shy Boy's fantastic. And I remember hearing that when that came, because I was familiar with that song from Talus when that was on the album. I'm like, way better on the DLR album than it is on the Talus album. God, you got Dave, you got Greg Bissonette, you got fucking Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan there. There's not a skipper on that album. And you may be hearing from that album coming up soon. Slaughter, Flight of the Angels, Desperately. I'll take Flight of the Angels, personally. Desperately. Actually, I came in the car the other day and that came on Hair Nation. I'm like, this song blows.
I got 2 blows out of them. Yes.
I know. Sorry, BB. I think BB purposely put some shit on there that that I would
what
fucking
song
hate.
did you say?
Desperately.
He doesn't like... Desperately's kind of catchy.
No.
It was catchy.
Whitesnake, Is This Love? But BB, you absolutely redeemed yourself. Bad Boys, probably one of my, if not my favorite Whitesnake song fucking ever. Bad Boys, love it. And some Bad Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love it. Fantastic song. Firehouse, Love of a Lifetime. Absolute fatigue factor on that song. Good song. You know what I mean? Good song. How many times have you heard that at a wedding? You know what I mean? Good. But Helpless, really cool song. Deep track on the album. And I think that's another one, too. That's the next song on the album as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like... And
Helpless is the last song on the album.
Yeah, it's a closer. It's like...
But good, though. Like, I like the...
I love
the soloing in it. Bill Everty, fucking fantastic. CJ Snare, fucking... White and Firehouse, that is a fantastic fucking debut album. There's not even the songs that you do have the fatigue factor with. Not a skipper on that album, because we did that album. Someone did that for something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Within the last year, I think we did it.
No, definitely.
Just a fantastic album. Not a skipper in there, and not an album that is talked about in the fantastic name a fantastic debut album. You don't hear that album, Firehouse,
No.
but it I honestly
really
believe it belongs in that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you hit about 80. You got about 80% on that
All
one,
right.
BB.
Hey, I passed.
I don't
passed.
understand your hatred of Mr. Rainmaker.
I don't
Where's
hate.
that coming
I don't.
from?
I don't hate. It just. It never hit me. It just never. I was like, who's Mr. Rainmaker? Who's making rain?
So you like when Iron
Is
Maiden
he like
sings
show
a-
me the money?
You like when Iron Maiden sings about Rainmaker, but you don't like when Warrant did it first?
I do like the Iron Maiden version better.
You don't like that? You have to call it Mr.
Well, number one,
Rainmaker.
because it's Iron Maiden. That's right.
Call me Mr. Rainmaker.
Yeah, Mister.
You're Rain Man, not Mr. Rain Man.
Damn it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This was a lot of fun. It kind of took a little bit of looking into because, like we all said, that none of us have like B-sides, so it kind of took some, picking a song of a popular song and I wonder what the B-side of this is. So there was a lot of homework with this, and I really appreciate you guys getting some kick-ass songs together. And like I said before, Dylan's gonna have a great B-side playlist from Spotify. But how about we wrap up, and then instead of our usual ranking the lists, how about you pick from each other's list your favorite B-side, your least favorite B-side, and your combination of favorite A and B-side. We'll do something different, just to throw a little wrench in the gears, make you guys think for once. So, BC. Wrap it up, and what'd you think?
The most confused looking one of the four of us.
I saw circles on his. I saw circles on his thing. I'm like, all right, BC, you're ready.
The gif of the math.
This is like the draft. He's starting to sweat over here.
I got this done before today even woke up.
Nice.
But right, my favorite B-side would have to be Fairies Wear Boots.
Yeah.
I guess that's such
Of Dylan's list?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm starting with Dylan.
Yeah.
The worst one's probably ELO Kitties. I mean, I don't know,
that's probably
that did not that did not really resonate with me. And for my both A and B sides have to be Metallica, Master of Puppets with Welcome Home, Sanitarium.
Nice.
I mean, that's two, to me, great songs.
Good picks.
Right, let's go to BB.
Why? Because they're yours.
No, I'm saying of mine. Those were I would agree with.
Okay.
With those.
All right, the BBs. Probably my favorite B-side. I'm gonna go off the Reservation here. There's a few to pick from, but I'm gonna go off the Reservation, going with Poison Angel, just because you never hear a lot about that song. There are songs,
nice.
the other good ones you hear about a lot. You never hear about Poison Angel. My worst one out of these B-sides is gonna be Desperately from Slaughter. I don't know. It's just that album. I love it and not love it at the same time for many reasons.
Sure.
But Desperately just never caught me. But for both A and B sides, it's got to be David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose, and Shy Boy.
Nice.
And we're going to finish up with Steve. If I can move my paper.
Can't pick a favorite.
They're all
Lot of
great.
good ones.
Suck. All right. Fuck off.
For my favorite, it's going to be Homebound Train. I mean, that's just such a cranking tune. Back when Bon Jovi played rock. Probably, I mean, there's not really any worse, but out of everything on this page, for me personally, I'm going to go with Rush with the
Bastille Day?
Bastille Day. I'm not saying it sounds bad. I'm just saying out of all these
The
B-sides,
lesser of them, yeah.
the lesser of the evils, I guess you would say. And for my A and B sides, got to be Keel with Because the Night and Rock and Roll Animal. I like Because the Night. I don't know. I don't like the Boss's version of it, but it has double bass. I mean, for like a cover song, I think it rocks. And Rock and Roll Animal. And that's what I think.
Dylan, what do you have for us?
Okay, so we'll start with my favorites from everybody. For BB, I have to disagree with my dad. My favorite's Mr. Rainmaker from Warren.
That's
Shocking.
a kick-ass song. I had completely forgot about that one. It took me by surprise. It's really good.
Poison Angel's also a really good one. I could have picked a lot from anybody's list. Like, I liked most of the songs that everybody talked about today. And for my dad, I'm going to have to disagree with BC and say Bastille Day from Rush. I love that song. That's a classic. It's one of my favorite Rush songs of all time. It just has such a good feel to it that I was so surprised that Lakeside Park is the single and Bastille Day is not, because they don't play like Lakeside Park live. They play Bastille Day. And then for BC, I'm going to have to go with the Boys of Dokken, Tooth and Nail. That song is just a fucking punch in the face. It's so heavy, and it's so good, and it's just a constant rocker from the beginning right to the end. For the worst, and I want to start this, not preface it, by saying that I
love you, BC.
I like these songs, but like BC, these are the lesser of the songs.
If I had to pick one.
Yeah. So for BB, it's Bad Boys because I don't like Whitesnake.
What?
It's because I don't like Whitesnake.
funny, and
Nobody was looking at me when he said
your
that.
dance songs are going to be flip-flopped.
Yeah, absolutely. BC, and this is only because we just talked about Lizzy Borden, Dead of Thieves. I like the song. The song is fantastic. We just talked about it, though. And then, Dad, you're going to kill me for this one. Lady of the Valley for White Lion.
Really?
I don't know. It didn't catch me. But I almost picked Keel since it was so hard for me to find.
It was going to be me either way.
And then for the best A and B combo, for BB, absolutely Skid Row. Skid Row, I love I Remember You, because that song has a lot of like deep meaning for me. I think it's a great song, and Making a Mess is just stellar. Dad, it was tough for yours since there were a lot of overplayed ballads on your A-sides, but I have to go with Bon Jovi. Homebound Train kicks fucking ass. And it lifts up I'll Be There For You just enough to be one of my favorites of the two. And then BC, you have to go Faster Pussycat. Like, I love, like, House of Pain is one of the better ballads of tonight. And Slip of the Tongue is just a classic. So that was my best and worst for everybody's. But I want to stress that the worsts were still fantastic. Everybody had a lot of really good picks tonight. Just don't like Whitesnake.
Just don't like Whitesnake.
Righty. Flip-flop my picks now.
Yeah. Bad Boys.
All right,
is my
Dylan
favorite.
got the Whitesnake DNA gene from his mom. Okay. Actually, she probably likes him better than Dylan does. All right, BB, first off, great episode. I always love when someone else can host. It gives me a chance to lay back and just enjoy. And then it gives whoever is hosting a chance to see
How difficult it is.
how crazy
Sure
it is to sometimes do this. But fantastic. When you brought that up, I'm like, that's a fucking fantastic idea. You did a fantastic job. I said, I love when you guys do other episodes because it's fantastic. So my favorite B-side from BB is definitely Bad Boys. 100%. 1,000,000%. Probably, like I said, my favorite fucking Whitesnake song. From Dylan, the definitely Fairies Wear Boots B-side from After Forever. And BC's was tough. I'm gonna go with Prophecy from fucking Queensryche. Fucking that song is just killer, absolutely killer, and like deep track killer. But like it's a song that they'll bust out because I remember when you guys had that show when I was in Myrtle Beach and like
my mouth
one
is
of the
on the
texts
ground.
was Prophecy. I'm like fuck.
I text them.
Sorry, my
Just
vocals are so bad I'm
fantastic.
sick.
What?
So like the worst B-side, I'll go BB Desperately. I don't like it. I don't. I would prefer Fly to the Angels than Desperately. Dylan B-sides, LO Kitties, ELO Kitties, whatever the fuck.
EFO friendship.
EFO, whatever.
He's full version.
Negative on that one. BC on the
Wow.
BC is the hardest to pick from all of
So
them
many
here.
of them.
I'm gonna say Easy Come Easy Go from Every Mother's Nightmare because I'm just not. It's not a memorable song for me. Like Wild Side, Tooth and Nail, Slip of the Tongue, Push Push, Den of Thieves, Just Let Me Rock, Prophecy. They're more memorable to me because I kind of had to grasp to even when I was listening to it, I'm like, what the fuck song is that? Like, what is that again? And I'm not really that familiar with it. So what I got to do? What's the next one? I got to do the best combination.
Yes.
Out of all of them.
One from each list.
Oh, one from each one.
Yeah.
BB definitely Yankee Rose Shy Boy, 100%. Like no, you know. Dylan, I'm going to say, shockingly enough, I'm going to say fucking Scorpions Still Love a New Holiday.
Wow.
That's
Very
on
interesting.
Worldwide Live, that is fucking king. That's fucking excellent. Those two in a row, absolutely fantastic. BC. This is a tough one too. It's although the worst song we talked about all night, besides my own, was "Do It All for You" from Saxon. Sorry, brutal. Sonny Pony will be happy to fucking brutal. But BC, like the 1-2 punch for BC. I'm gonna say.
See, tougher than Nick thought.
It is. I know, and I didn't look at these that way before. I'm gonna say Doc and Alone Again, Tooth and Nail.
It's a good one.
Both solos are fantastic. And Alone Again, it's a good ballad. But BB, once again, fantastic job.
Great topic.
Thumbs up from everybody. Wrap it up. But all right. But before we finish, what does everybody think is the worst A or B side? What is the worst song we talked about tonight?
Well, why don't we do that right after he does his tops?
Okay. Well, I thought he was going to do his and then wrap up for the whole night.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. You're the host, BB. Go ahead.
All right. Well, what just off the top of your head, what do you think the worst song of the night is?
You know mine. Kick Axe. With a little help from my friends. Picking my own.
All right. I'm gonna.
But I think you have to, even for some of the songs, take out the fatigue factor.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to take out the fatigue factor.
That's true.
Like, there wasn't really any that I hated that, like, I'm like, oh, if I never hear that song again.
I think for me is the Hello Kitty.
That's what I
He's
figured.
going to say that.
That's what I figured.
The Hello Kitty. The Hello Kitty song.
Hello Kitty song.
I'm going to say Is This Love. I don't like Whitesnake.
Cheap Trick with the...
I don't understand this lion's hate for fucking Whitesnake.
It's not that I hate. I just they're not my thing. They're
Not
not
that I
for
hate
me.
them, but I just hate
Bad Boys?
Bad Boy. No, I said Bad Boys
Yeah.
is a good song. It's just
Whitesnake.
I'm just not a big Whitesnake fan.
Your mama sure.
Some like vanilla and some like chocolate pieces.
Yeah.
So we had two Cheap Trick.
Sorry to throw that line.
No,
I knew-
that's
I
okay.
knew
That was-
Hello
no,
Kitty
that's a
was
good
gonna
idea.
be,
No.
was going to be the.
That's just off the top of my head.
That's funny because I was thinking Holiday, that people would revolt against Holiday, and I was like, oh, maybe they'll like Hello Kitties, maybe not because it's a little annoying.
A little.
What you gonna do?
didn't.
So,
All right, yeah, all right. Well, then I'll go and I'll wrap up. BC, just like Righty, I think my favorite one on your list is Prophecy. Such a kick ass song. It's super duper deep track, and just because it was already released as a single, I'll just say Wild Side. I like all your other songs. I'm gonna just pick Wild Side as my least favorite. And the 1-2 combination of Push Push and Nobody's Fool from Cinderella. I just absolutely love Cinderella, and Night Song's album for me is no skippers whatsoever on that. Dylan, I think my favorite from you, I'm gonna be I want to say Pharaoh's Wear Boots, but Nobody's Fault is just so heavy for Aerosmith. I think that was a great pick. My 1-2 punch is easily the Metallica Welcome Home and Master of Puppets, and like we've already kind of talked, my least favorite is the
Hello Kitties.
Hello Kitties. Sorry to beat
Yeah,
the
it's-
Hello Kitties to death.
I mean, Eat That Shame just blows that out of the water, too.
100%. And Righty, yours was a little bit tougher. I think my favorite is Rocket Queen because I tried to pick it. My least favorite has to be Bastille Day because that's how it lands. And then I think my 1-2 combination, I love the kick axe. I love that.
Get the fuck out of my house.
I can't wait to
God.
I can't wait to go home and rock out to that album.
That was great.
I'm gonna
If
turn
you
my
end it,
I'm gonna turn my
before
house
that
into
song,
a club.
You'll be fucking fantastic.
Stand up and walk
I'm
out.
gonna turn my record playing room into a club.
Seek help. 2 blocks down is the rehab.
Yes, I'll just keep going.
Keep going south. Or keep going north, actually.
But I'm so glad you guys enjoyed this topic. This was fun. Like I said, sorry there's a little bit of homework involved, but, you didn't know there was that many kick-ass B-sides out there.
There were... Okay.
No.
There was quite a few bands I wanted to pick, but the A and B sides were great. And I looked at this episode as being...
You want to pick a B-side that's better than the A-side.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
Right.
Okay, they released this song, but the B-side was way better than this song. Like, Nightmare had a few of them, but it's like, they're both great.
Right. I didn't even look at... I looked at them, but I'm like, no.
I'm like, no.
That was not... Yeah, that's
So, I mean,
a tough
and
one.
this was cool because you had to look... Because, like Steve, I was not into buying the singles back in the day. If I liked the band, I bought the album.
Yeah.
Look at it. Sure. Look, I have a pile... They're all Kiss 45s right there that I have. And I looked at the Kiss ones, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's a whole episode in its own.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely down the road.
We did talk about a Kiss song.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about Parasite.
We did.
We did.
Yeah, but it wasn't a Kiss doing it.
But it even had Gene Simmons at the beginning.
Ramsey!
You think I'm stupid, Ramsey?
I think that was Scott Ian.
Yeah, but great episode. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Anybody out there, you guys have a B-side that you think is 1,000 times better than the A-side? A lot of them out there. Give us a couple. We'll check it out. Next week we'll read them on air. That'd be great. Interact with us. It's so fun when you guys kind of interact and we can share our thoughts and talk about it. Just great hearing from our fans out there. And like I said a couple times tonight, don't forget about Dylan's Spotify playlist. That'll be on the show notes at the bottom of this episode.
There won't be no keel.
There'll be no keel. There'll be all really good B-sides, maybe except for Desperately, since nobody likes that. But there'll be some great B-sides. There'll be some great gems. So check that out. And thanks for letting me take the reins tonight. And let me in the driver's seat. It was fun. It finally give Steve a little break from doing this craziness. And now you know why he's crazy, because this is a little crazy. But had a great time. Thanks once again, you guys, for putting in the extra effort for finding the B-sides. Everybody out there, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Take care of yourself and each other. And we will see you next time. And there definitely will be a next time.